Hello students, in this video we are going to mainly focus on the physical features and the physical division of Europe. So in your earlier video we have already discussed about the political divisions and the number of countries, okay, like the Scandinavian countries, Benelux countries, lowland countries, okay, and all those countries as well as landlocked countries we have discussed in the last videos. So as I already told you, this video is mainly focusing on the physical division of Europe. So in how many physical division Europe is classified, so we'll be discussing one by one about all those physical features in a detailed way. So Europe is like Europe's notable physical features are generally uh, the its peninsular appearance. So Europe, is surrounded by almost peninsula. It looks the landmass looks totally like a peninsula because it is surrounded by water on three sides. So let me tell you what is peninsula exactly. Peninsula is a landmass which is surrounded by water on three sides, and on the other side or on the fourth side you say it is a landmass. Okay, so any such type of landmass is termed as peninsula, and Europe appears like a peninsula because it has water bodies on almost three sides. Now it says that it is highly indented and irregular coastlines, as this the coastline of Europe is totally indented, means broken, and it is irregular. So due to differential glacial erosions or due to the wave curd impact of the waves, okay, so this the coastline of Europe is irregular, or you can say it is indented. Now it is not very high altitude, reflecting its old age. So during the glacial erosion, the continuous erosion made by ice or movement of the glaciers has reduced the height of these mountains. Okay, so because of its low height, it can resembles as an old fold mountains. There are many old fold mountains in Europe. Okay, so we'll be discussing one by one the main physical division of Europe. Okay, starting with the northwestern highland, and the second one is the central plain, and third one is the central highlands, and the fourth one is the alpine mountain system. So these are the four main physical division: the northwestern highland, the central plain, central highland, and the alpine mountain system. So we'll discuss one by one about it. First we'll start with the northwestern highland. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can leave your comment in the comment box. Okay, so I'll make you understand there. Okay, so this is the map of physical map of Europe. So this shows the physical divisions, the physical features of Europe. Like you have the North European plains. Okay, these are the alpine mountain systems. All these are the alpine mountain systems here, and these are the central highlands. Okay, region of central highlands and the central plains. This is the western kind of northwestern highland. So these are some of the physical division of Europe as I have shown in the map. Now coming to next, that is starting with the first one, that is northwestern highlands. Now northwestern highlands, this consists of the highland system running from Finland through Norway to Scotland. Okay, so this highland generally covers the countries like Finland. It runs from the Finlands entirely to the Norway to the Scotland. Okay, so this is the extension of the northwestern highlands. Now coming to next, these are among the oldest mountain system of Europe, made of old and hard rocks. Okay, now as this was also a kind of fold mountain system, but due to continuous erosion made by ice and glaciers during the glacial age, or during the great ice age. So that has reduced the height of this landmass drastically. Okay, so these mountain systems were covered by thick sheets of ice during the great ice age, which was responsible for the general lowering in height and the formation of the rounded hills due to its ice erosion. So there are many rounded hills in the northwestern highlands. This is basically due to the ice erosion. When the ice retreated during the glacial age, so during the process of retreating the ice, it eroded the landmass and converted into a rounded hill. Okay, now, so apart from that, the these regions are like the especially coastal areas are highly rugged areas of north, especially the northwest, have deep glacial valley which have been drowned and then filled with seawater. So this narrow inlet with sharply rising sides are generally termed as fjords. Okay, now fjords are generally kind of deep valleys. When these deep valleys are totally indented, and if it is filled with kind of seawater, if the seawater extend far towards the valley, and such type of landmass is generally termed as fjords. It is generally seen in the temperate regions, especially in the region where there is an influence of glacier. Okay, glacier and ice, you can say. Okay, so this is all about the northwestern highland. Now coming to next, this is the central plain. Now central plain, it lies just south of the northwestern highland, or you can say it lies just to the south of the northwestern mountain system, and is of great expanses of plain of earth surface, that is very extensive plain, the central plain of Europe or the North European plain. It is also known as the central plain of Europe, or it is known as North European plains. Okay, you can also see in the map here. So this is what we had discussed about northwestern highland. Now this just to the south of this northwestern highland we have the North European plain or the central plain. Okay, coming to next, that is the vast triangular plains. So you may be asked, what is the shape of the central plain of Europe? Then you can also mention it. It is triangular plains, extends right across Europe, sweeping from Pyrenees mountain on the French Spanish border across North Europe to Ural mountain. That means this is the extension. It extends from the French Spanish border entirely to the north, across north of Europe, and to the Ural mountain. So to the eastern margin, Ural mountain is the boundary, you can say, which lies in the eastern margin of this plain. These plains are built by silt deposition by rivers and glaciers, and are very fertile and extremely well suited for agriculture. So there are many important rivers that drains in this plain, like Volga, Ural, Rhine, Danube, Dnieper, and Don. These are the important river that drains in central plain, and because of which it brings a lot of sediments and silts, and even there are some glacial movements which brings a lot of sediments and deposits in the lowlying areas, which make it more fertile, and that particular area, or you can say the central plain, becomes more fertile and is well suited for the purpose of agriculture. Okay, so now the European plains, generally the European plains are not continuous like other plains. If I talk about Ganga plains in India, it's almost a continuous plain. So European plains are not continuous, rather it is broken by ancient blocks. Okay, it is broken by ancient blocks which rose up to the low height and have an average elevation of a little above 300 meter above the sea level. So there this kind of this European plains are dissected by the ancient blocks, okay, which attain the height of 300 meter above the sea level, just like this. Okay, so here is a plain, one more plain we can see in this side, and it is dissected, or you can say broken by this kind of ancient blocks or the old rocks. elevated old rocks which can have a height of 300 meter above the sea level. Okay, some of the plains lying in this region, especially they are the Russian plain. It's important to note. The Great Central Russian Plain, Paris Plain, Plain of Lombardy, lowland of Andalusia, the Great Hungarian Plain, and the Wallachia Plains in Romania. These are the important plain that lies in the European plain. So it's all these plains are part of European plains. Okay, part of European plains. Okay, now coming to next, that is, so we'll be discussing about next topic. You can also see the rivers that rains in the central plains. We have Volga, Dnieper, Don River. Okay, so same Volga river draining in the central plains. Okay, Oder, Vestula. These are some of the river that drains in the central plains. Okay, now the Central Highlands. South of the central plains of Europe are a series of plateaus and mountain systems, or you can say mountain range of medium elevation, that is about 1000 meter and 200 meter. So just below central plain, there is a series of plateaus which attain the height of 1000 meter to 2000 meter. Okay, now that plateau includes the Meseta plain of Meseta Central of Spain. These are some of the important one. Meseta Central of Spain, the Central Massif, the Vosges in France, Black Forest and the Herz Mountain in Germany. These are all block mountains almost. The Ardennes in Belgium, the Bohemian Plateau in the Czech Republics are some of the important ones, important plateaus lying in the highland that lies in the Central Highlands. Okay, importantly, the Meseta Central of Spain, the Central Massif and the Vosges in France, the Black Forest and the Herz Mountain in Germany, Ardennes in Belgium and the Bohemian Plateau in the Czech Republic. Now the Ural Mountain in the eastern side of Europe forms a part of old mountain system. So it also a kind of old mountain system. It's not a young fold mountain. That is an eastern margin or eastern border of the Central Highland. Ural Mountain is the eastern border of the Central Highland, and it is a kind of old mountain system. Now this upland is composed of old rocks and have a coal deposit in them. So this highland, as it is a plateau region, and plateaus are very rich in minerals, different kinds of minerals. So it's very obvious that it has a rich deposit of coal. There can be other minerals deposit as well. Now we'll see what are the important river that flows in this region. They are the River Rhine and River Rhone are the two important river that flows in the Central Highland. Okay, and makes a wide valley along this highland region. Okay, so this is all about the Central Highlands. Now moving to the next one, that is the Alpine mountain system, and this is the last physiographic division of Europe. So the Alpine mountain system, these are the young old fold mountain. As I already mentioned about this, that most of the mountain system in Europe are of old. They have already it's old. It's not a recently formed one. Okay, so this is why it is young old fold mountain that runs from east to west direction, and are series of parallel ranges. These are series of parallel ranges lying south of the Central Highlands. So between the Atlantic Ocean and the Caspian Sea, you can also see in the map here down. Okay, you can just see here. Okay, this is Atlantic Ocean. Okay, and the kind of Caspian Sea. So in between these two, there are series of parallel ranges in these areas. Okay, these are all part of the Alpine mountain systems. Okay, then they have steep slopes and narrow valley and high jagged peaks. Okay, this is the important characteristics of young fold mountains, or most of the fold mountains. Fold mountains have steep slopes, narrow valley, high jagged peaks means very high peaks, high peaks of that particular mountain. Now coming to next, this mountain system includes the Cantabrian mountain system. So importantly, Cantabrian mountain system is a part of Alpine mountain system. Sierra Nevada, Pyrenees and Apennines are some of the important mountain ranges that lies in the Alpine system of mountain. Okay, so on the eastern side there are two branches. Again, to the eastern side near the Ural mountain region, okay, there are two branches, that is Carpathian and the Balkan are the two branches of the Alpine mountain system. Now toward the south there is one more range, that is Dinaric Alps. Okay, so important to note here is Mount Blenz, the highest peak in Alps. This is the highest peak in the Alpine, it's not exactly Alpine, we cannot say Alpine, it is the highest peak in the Alps range. Okay, Mount Blenz is the highest peak in the Alp range. And some well-known volcanic mountains are also found here. They are Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, Mount two times it is written out here, Mount Stromboli. These are the important volcanic mountain, and they are active volcanic mountains, okay, that are found in this mountain systems, although these are a part of Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, so coming to next, that is Mount Elbrus. This is the highest peak of Europe, Mount Elbrus, which attained the height of 5,642 meter, and it is the highest peak in Caucasus range of Europe, we can say, in Europe. So important to note here is the highest peak in Europe, important mountain ranges, important volcanic mountain ranges, okay, important volcanic mountain ranges, and some of the important ranges that lies in the Alpine mountain system. Okay, so these are main important point that you need to know. At least this one, Mount Blenz, is the highest peak in the Alps. Okay, rest are that much not important, but at least you need to know the features of the Alpine mountain system. They are narrow, have narrow valley, steep slopes, and have hijacked peaks. So Alpine mountain system have a narrow valley, steep slopes, and hijacked peaks. So this is all about the physical features of Europe. So the rest topic that we'll be discussing about river system of Europe in the next video. Okay, hope you have understood. If there is any doubt, you can leave the comment in the comment box. Thank you.